Welcome to the semifinal of the club division of the US Quadball Nationals. Right now we are live with Heat and Cavalry, a rematch of last year's final. No goals on the point so far. It's been one very long possession for Heat. Axel passes it back to John Dorsett. And it looks like Bailey Fields just regained control from Casey Irwin. Let's see what Heat's able to do with it.
Yeah, a lot of familiar faces out there today. If you're familiar with quad ball, you're probably familiar with Texas Hill Country Heat and Texas Cavalry. A lot of championships. What, 3 championships, 4 championships now between the two?
I think Cav has 4 and Heat has 1.
Oh, did I lose count?
No,
I probably lost count.
No. 10, 11, and 12 were all won by Cavalry.
Okay, so they have 3 championships.
Yeah.
And THC is the defending champion.
Yeah. Nice wrap there by Josh Johnson on Luke Langland. I do believe there may be a call. No goal, but I see a ref with a hand up. Let's see what they make the call. And there is a hit on Jackson Johnson.
Big play there.
But I do think we're going to have something from the AR down at the other end.
Yes, there is a stoppage. However, Cole Travis there, if that stands, that's a wonderful tackle, beater to beater on Jackson Johnson right there.
Yeah.
To allow that quick break and quick goal if it stands.
Yeah, so let's see what our ref crew has to say. We have Eric Morlick as a head ref, Ricky Nelson and Mario Nasta as ARs. Brian Nakasha is also out there. Austin Wallace is the one with the call. And we've got Greg Bento and Fiona Weishart as goal refs. So very competent crew out here. I believe, if I was to guess what the call would be, below the knees on the chaser down by the hoops, but let's see what we've got. Oh, I do see a card, yellow card to Josh Johnson.
And it was indeed below the knee contact.
So that will be a turnover to Heat. I believe John Dorsett will get the quad ball behind the hoops, and it's a little unfortunate for Cavalry here. They thought they had a fast break in the other direction, so most of their defense is well on the Heat sideline. So we will see what's able to do. I believe Casey Irwin will be able to inbound, print the purple bludger, and Jackson has one, and I do not currently see Bailey. There are some people there, but Bailey is behind the hoops, and I think
Correct.
The third bludger is over there with her. So I would guess that Bailey will not pick up this ball so that Casey Irwin cannot put her fist up and become immune to getting beat. But it's Andrew Axtell versus Casey Beavers on the reset. Let's see how it goes. I bet he's going to drive and hit him on the top hoop. So that's score for Heat, 1-0. And this is like, I want to say the 3rd time this season that these two teams have played.
I believe so.
Yeah, and no, I think it's 4.
Is it 4?
I think it's 4, because they played once at Diamond Cup, once at Southwest Regionals, and then twice at Alamo. And
okay.
The series is currently 2-2. So.
As you would expect from 2 teams of this caliber.
Yeah.
They traditionally, for what, 3 years now, since Heat was created, they've just gone back and forth. In that history, it's one of the best rivalries in recent memory.
That there is a great beat by Jackson Johnson and
Wonderful
Augustine Monroe to stop the drive. Great coverage by Andrew Axtell, who's now bringing the ball up, seeing if he can get by point defender Davis Rowe, and the answer is yes, but great hands there from Augustine Monroe. Little bit of jockeying for the ball, and Luke Langland recovers. Wrapped by Davis Rowe, out to John Dorsett, back to Miss Mel Kite. And it does look that in all of that chaos, Cav has regained control.
THC is reset into their offense. Ball has been thrown behind hoops.
Let's see, it looks like that's going to be a ball off pitch, inbound to Cav. The Heat beater is behind the hoop, so let's see what,
inbound.
Inbound Black. Great read there by Davis Rowe. That is going to be likely a card on Andrew Axel.
They're playing advantage. Augie Monroe
Great wrap again from Andrew Axtell. Out to Davis Rowe. Great hit by John Dorsett. Back out to Josh Johnson, who's regained. Good penalty kill. I would say maybe off broom, but definitely off broom.
Yep.
And that's going to be a call. We will see where we're at. That is a great wrap by Luke Langlanai.
Wonderful wrap under pressure by multiple players of Texas Hill Heat. They buckled down real hard right there. Let's see the call. I believe it's going to be net contact.
I would say likely net contact on Andrew Axtell for the first hit in the sequence.
Absolutely.
Although maybe, though, I think the discussion is whether or not it was neck or shoulder, but all of these refs are very qualified and will make sure to make the right call. In that time, we did have Dan Williams of Heat sub in for Jackson Johnson. First sub for either team of the game. And Bailey and Dan are both on the U.S. national team, who will be competing in
Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, in July 15th and 16th, and it's going to be a fun time.
I'm hoping to make it.
Yeah. So it looks like it will be a blue card to Josh Johnson for coming off broom and continuing play while off broom. The ball should be turned over to someone on Heat. I think actually no. Melkite is also in the blocks, and I think that was for contact. And because I think her card was a yellow, the ball will go to Cavalry.
It was actually a substitution, probably for blood. Number 1, Sammy Garza has come in.
All right.
And Cavalry takes advantage of that penalty very quickly.
Yeah, and there Dan Williams is able to gain back control off of John Molina and Casey Irwin. Dan is pure speed. He just wants to whip around the pitch. So
10-10, tied up early in the game.
And we have Simone Ahrens and Jenna Tracy subbing in for Heat for Melissa Kite and Luke Langlanai. Ball out to Jenna, out to John Dorsett, and Christian Rodriguez also subbed in as well. 5 minutes have elapsed.
Big throw by the Heat beater, right under hoops.
Yeah, and I think
there's a fight for that other bludger.
Yeah.
Ooh, double beat.
Good exchange there. Heat is going to want to make sure to not turn the ball
dunk.
over. Good dunk there.
Big wraparound dunk.
But it is going to give Cav a fast break opportunity in the other direction, as both Dan and Bailey got beat out on that play. Score is currently 2-2.
And both of these teams are so great at taking advantage of situations like that. Both teams have so much intelligence and athleticism to go goal for goal like that when the other team is out of position.
Yeah. So now Heat working with one dodgeball and the quad ball. And I think here the chasers for Heat are really going to try and open up space. Beat there by John Molina on Taylor Tracy, or not Taylor Tracy, Dan Williams. And now fast break again, Louis Sanchez mid-range shot. He rarely misses from that range. Score is now 3-2 Cavalry. And we have a new beater in for Cav as well, Cameron. I'm so sorry. I'll give it
and immediately
Gelvy.
Immediate substitution after Sanchez scored that goal.
Yeah.
And I'd like to point out that's back-to-back transition goals for Cavalry. A lot of times when you're dealing with teams on this level, transition goals are a big game changer. So it'll be interesting to see who can kind of control that a little more.
Yeah, I think Heat speeders have been trying to get control back, which means they are engaging right at the hoops, and then there's a little bit chasers aren't necessarily keeping the ball as well as they could, and that's causing those fast breaks. But let's see how they adjust. It does look like a card on Simone, I believe, for a tackle either while beat or off broom, but that will be another penalty for Heat. I do think if they want to stay in this game and stay competitive, they need to make sure to be reducing the number of cards they're getting.
And that's essentially a free possession for Cavalry. That's an immediate quad ball
Flip
turnover.
there from Davis Rowe. Nice attempted wrap by Mark McCade, but goal by Davis Rowe, who has yet to sub out of this game. Score now 4-2. So, and we have Simone bringing the ball up. Score. Dan Williams goes for a beat on Davis, who is out of their zone. Beat
good
there.
dodge.
There. And now we got Dan engaging with Cam at there. Great catch from Cam, but great beat by Dan Williams with a flick up to get that exchange, and Bailey is able to get control back. So truly heads up play by Dan Williams to get that beat off. Let's see how Cav is able to break the Heat defense now that they have 2 balls.
And that's an excellent, like you were saying, that's an excellent situational awareness to sell out in your own defensive zone.
Yeah, great beat there from Bailey Field.
Wonderful.
And she and Casey are jockeying for a bludger. Let's see how it goes. Looks like Casey's able to win, but it does look like Heat is going to have a little bit of a no bludger look. Finish there from Christian Rodriguez of the Texas State program. And again, there the beaters for Heat did a really nice job of keeping the ball on the ground, dodgeballs on the ground, so that their chasers were able to score. And that
wonderful
is just
team defense.
Wonderful tackle, but
the passing.
yeah, I think one of the trademarks of this Cavalry team is they always know where the other people on their team are. And so even if you are able to beat out one of them, they are going to try and get that quad ball to another player, and they just move the ball very efficiently. Maya Heinbaum has subbed into the rain, misses a beat on Jackson Johnson, who is able to get control, and Maya's going to actually beat Jackson to this bludger, but he is going to go ahead and engage and I think push out of bounds, which should be a turnover. There may be a call on whether or not he engaged from behind with his feet not planted. We will see what the call is.
That was a heck of a hustle play right there.
And it looks like Cavalry has subbed in Missy Hanley. And yeah, that I think is the first sub for Casey Beavers. So
I'd argue it's a pretty quick start so far. Normally these two teams are a little more sound defensively. I believe last year's championship game was not very high scoring.
It was not. It was definitely a little bit of a dogfight. Both teams kind of taking the advantage when they could. I think this is just going to come down to whichever team is able to stay focused the best that they can and minimize the mistake, because every team makes mistakes. Just minimize the impact that your mistakes have.
And it seems like there's a lot of big minutes early for a few of the players out there.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah.
And that may play a role too.
Yeah, I do think Heat needs to avoid cards. They have 3 yellow. Each player has 3 yellows, but it is important to the number of possessions you're playing down a person can be.
A card is an opportunity for the other team.
Yeah. All right, we've got Cole Travis subbing back into the game. See if there's a beat on Simone by Maya. Bailey kind of sinking behind, really using that keeper at point to avoid the. And that's Josh Johnson's right there. That's his bread and butter. He is so good at finding open hoops. I think it was a conversation I've had with Ian Skurr once where you can think a hoop is fully guarded and JJ will still be able to find space in it.
Well, with a push shot that fast, it's hard to keep your hands up.
Yeah.
And he hit a perfect spot from right about the keeper line.
Yeah. That's a great beat there from Cole Travis on Jackson Johnson. But Jackson is able to do, and I think it's going to cause Cav to press. That's a great pass back out to Eric Reyes, who is attempting to block. Now wow. Sync, which he does.
Wow.
What a beat there from Cole, though, on Jenna Tracy. Knew exactly where Eric was going with that ball. Great defense from Cavalry. But in all of the chaos, Jackson and Bailey have regained control. And Bailey Fields has not subbed out of this game yet. She's really putting in a lot of really impressive minutes this weekend.
That's what I would expect from Team USA level players.
Yeah. There's a beat on Simone. Beat on Josh Johnson. That is going to be a beat by Bailey on Casey Beaver is also subbing in at beater. She is excellent at both positions. And now there are no bludgers for Cavalry. Let's see how Heat is able to attack it. Pump fake by Simone. Great hook D there by Sammy. Oh, we have a stoppage. And
yeah, that was a wonderful defensive play. You can tell they had a set play there, a little back pass screen there, and Cavalry's defense buckled down and took care of business. Big stop.
All right, Casey Irwin will sub right back in at beater with Cole Travis, and they will work against Jackson and Bailey. Sammy Garza with the ball now, with Kenny Chilton and Missy Hanley in at chaser. Great step there by Sammy. Sammy in the lane, but
beat before
that
by
is a
Jackson
great
Johnson.
beat by Jackson Johnson. No goal, and Eric Reyes will inbound this ball, and it looks like we're going to get a sub in. We're going to get Mel Kite in at beater, and Taylor Tracy, who may have to go back to hoops because he did come off room, but it doesn't look like anyone saw it. It's okay. It happens. And now Andrew Axel back in the game. Big on the first 2 points. Ball out to Christian Rodriguez. Jenna Tracy getting an option. Ball out to Jenna. Ball out to Eric Reyes. Ball out to Andrew Axel. Axel's going to look to drive.
Full pass around.
Yeah. I think what Heat's trying to do here is really get this Cavalry zone moving, because that's kind of where you get the extra. You got to move a zone in order to be able to attack it. And there, I think, that was the moment that Heat kind of wanted, where Cole kind of steps out, and yeah. Eric dodge. Great block by Eric Reyes on that Casey Irwin.
He's incredible at that. I don't understand how a man built like him is just so hard to hit with a dodgeball.
Yeah, I think it's just got that really, really solid two-handed block down. Kenny Chilton playing point. And again, this Cav team is made up of so many talented UT players, and I think we get to see a lot of that. They're just all know each other so well.
They've been playing together for nigh on a decade for a lot of them.
Yeah.
And that cohesiveness really shows up.
Yeah. So there, turnover by Heat. Just a little bit of a miss pass by Jenna, but it's
Heat did maintain, yes.
Yeah. Score is currently 6-4, so still very in control game. Luke Langlanai subbing back in to play point. Beat there on Christian Cortez. Josh Johnson in. Look for a shot. Pass behind the hoops. Kenny gets
Missed.
it. Taylor airs a bludger, is hoping to get it back. Kenny is not taking the space. Back out to Augie. Augie is there on Luke. Luke is right there. There's a attempted press. Look for a shot. And
that went in.
I don't know if that went in. I think they will discuss it. Goal ref says yes. One of the HRARs says yes. I do not have the angle to
The
make
goal
the
ref
call.
had the best angle, and the goal ref was the one who called that. That was a large teardrop shot that seemed to have gone right down through the center hoop. Looked out of desperation, honestly.
Yeah, they were getting pressed, and I think Augie was just trying to throw it away, and it happened to go in the hoop. So,
hence my guttural reaction of a noise I made.
yeah.
It is good.
So score will be 7-4 Cavalry.
And that was the first goal in a few minutes. It seems like they've slowed down for the most part.
Yeah, and Cortez subbing out for John Dorsett. Fun fact, John Dorsett and Luke Langlanai are actually brothers. So very fun to see some siblings out there.
Something I learned today.
Yeah. Ball out to Axe, back to John, back to Luke. Again, really the goal with Heat is trying to really get this zone that Cav is in to move a little bit. And we'll see how they make it work. The Cav beaters are so good at kind of seeing where the ball is going to go and make that beat when it's actually in a dangerous position. Currently Heat beaters have control. Mel Kite beating out Augustine on the thing.
Big
there. Great beat there by John Molina. Yeah. Let's see. We have a call there from Ricky Nelson.
Interesting. Did you pick up anything on that?
I am not sure what the call could be.
Nor am I.
I think Mel definitely did beat Kenny, so we'll see what the call is. Again, refs have a much better angle on this. And
specifically defensively, Cav has really upped their game so far in the last 5 or so minutes.
Yeah.
The cohesiveness, once again, they almost move without having to verbally communicate. It's incredible.
It looks like a card on Casey Irwin. I'm not sure for maybe contacting from behind, but I, again, didn't see it. But we trust our refs. That's the call. I do believe that means that Heat will keep the quad ball, and now Heat is going to drive on a one dodgeball defense, and John Molina has it somewhere. I'm not sure where. There's maybe a ref in my pass out to Jenna Tracy. Kind of a hospital pass, if I'm being honest. Missy Hanley comes, and there John beats it. I think
seemed unnecessary. Seemed like an unnecessary pass in the situation.
Yeah, I think he could have used that opportunity a little bit better. You're down a beater, take a time. You don't need to rush it, and don't put Jenna in a place where she's going to get maybe lit up.
And Cavalry has shown time and time again they are a wonderful team at breaking penalties.
Yeah. Great press there from Mel Kite, beating out Davis Rowe, forcing a bad pass. That if that did go over the line, which it didn't, it would have been Heat ball. So great press there from Mel Kite. Cam Algavi has subbed back in. He is the lone bludger for Cavalry. But let's see. I think Cav is going to do their very best to kill their speeder penalty. If I'm the head ref, I make sure I'm kind of checking to make sure they aren't stalling. Ball. Great read there by Luke Langlanai to get the pass that Missy Hanley was trying to send. Augustine Monroe
sells out for the tackle.
And is sent back, get beat by Taylor Tracy to go back to hoops.
But it slowed the play down.
Yeah, slowed it down. Axel looking to drive. Back out to Luke Langlanai. Back out to John Dorsett. Pass back to Luke. And looks like Bailey is going to take an exchange. Drive. I do think that hoop maybe was knocked over a little bit. But still alive. John driving. I think lots of chaos here. And ball is in Josh Johnson's hands. Taylor Tracy trying to wrap. Great wrap there by Casey Irwin. Pass there.
Wow.
That's the fundamentals that Cav does, where if one's going, the other people are running with it. So you on defense on that fast break really have to have your head on a swivel. The score is now 8-4.
Yeah, that was just two chasers and a beater without a dodgeball.
Yeah.
And all three of them made the plays they needed to. And now Cavalry starting to pull away just a little bit. 80-40. Cavalry over Heat.
Yeah, and we have Dylan Bottoms and Casey Beavers into the game. If I'm Heat, and I might take my time out. Something needs to click with how we're attacking the zone. And right now, I think they could be doing a little more to force people into uncomfortable situations. Because right now, this Cav zone is just doing a really good job of
They look really comfortable on defense.
Yeah. They aren't there.
Fluid, efficient.
Pass to Simone, out to Axe. Maybe shorter passes.
Oh,
I think that
he lost his broom.
Axel lost his broom. Simone is able to think, and there's no bludger.
That is the correct call. Andrew Axtell definitely threw the ball after he had lost possession of his broom, and the broom had hit the ground.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if this is just a quaffle turnover.
I think so. We'll see what the call is by Morlock. But yeah, I think he might take this opportunity, if it ends up going the other direction, to take a timeout and kind of talk things over a little bit.
And it is indeed looking to be
a turnover.
Although they're still discussing.
I think they're discussing who should get the ball. should be, yeah, Davis Rowe.
Yes.
There is Bailey with a ball. Oh, yeah, there's a timeout from Heat. I think they have to feel like they just got to figure something out, figure out a way to kind of break this zone. But again, the Cavs zone is something that has won a lot of games.
It's the difference in this one so far.
Yeah.
That was a needed, like you said, needed timeout. They if they don't change something up, this may get ugly. Yeah. However, once again, the talent and the intelligence on Hill Country Heat is elite level. So if any team can figure things like this out, it is Texas Hill Country Heat.
Yeah. And the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of the DCQC Boom Train game, which is happening over on the other pitch.
No, actually, Boom Train and Warriors.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My brain is tired.
It is okay, as is mine.
Yeah, Boom Train versus Warriors, which is also going to be a very exciting game. They played earlier at South Regionals. Boom Train did a really good job with that, and then Warriors pulled out the win. But looks like teams are back to their brooms, and we are ready to get started again. Again, the Heat beaters are right by Davis Rowe, and Cav doesn't currently have a bludger, so or dodgeball. So we'll see how this goes. I think Davis is gonna maybe, so Jackson trying to keep out there. That's a pass there. Jackson really doing that high push. That's a great, that's gonna be a red card on, I'm not gonna make a call because I'm not
I don't know about that though, because both players were in the air going for the ball. It's a very difficult red card to call in that situation.
Yeah.
There's definitely some danger involved in that play, but that's just two guys going up for it at the same time.
Yeah, I do think it was a little, I don't know. We'll see what the call is. The discussion will be whether or not if it was a defenseless receiver.
Yes.
If you charge a defenseless receiver, that is a red card. If you push it, it's a yellow. Refs will discuss. As you said, it is two balls, people going up in the air. But, again, we want to make sure everyone is staying safe.
Without safety, there is no sport.
So let's hear what the call is. That is indeed a red card for Dylan Bottoms. So Heat will be out of the game for 2 minutes. Well, he'll be out of the game for the whole thing. Cav will be down a chaser for 2 minutes. This may be the momentum shift that Heat needs, but again, the Cavs beaters are never going to give easy points. So let's see what Heat is able to do with this basically man advantage for the next 2 minutes.
It'll be interesting to see how Cavalry adapts with their zone as well, being an individual down right now.
Yeah. And again, it looks like there's just some discussion on to where the third ball is. Or third dodgeball is.
This late in the tournament, they got to make sure they make every correct call they can.
Yeah, so it looks like it's on the ground. I can't see Jackson right now. I know Bailey has the ball, so it means that, all right, yeah, it looks like Heat has control, and...
Yes, Jackson Johnson does also have a dodgeball at the moment.
Yeah, so I bet Casey goes for a kick beat. I think I would go for a kick beat because it looked cool. Yeah. Great beat there from Bailey. That was maybe a little late, but there's John Dorsett driving. And that is a goal for Heat. Well needed. The score is now 5-8.
Big transitional goal that, as you said, THC needed. And we'll see how Cavalry plays out this next 2 minutes.
Yeah, and I do believe that was maybe the 20-minute stoppage.
No, there was a player down. They're back up.
Okay. And that, if they are an injury, it does look like Sammy Gardner.
They're walking off on their own power.
Injury sub, Josh Johnson is back in the game. So, let's see.
All right, seems to be
all resolved. Heat still has control. And again, Cav continues to be a person down.
Quick question from Cav's bench, and it looks like referees are getting back in position.
Yes. Oh, Bailey Field not at her room, but I don't think any refs actually noticed. So, now there is John Dorsett beat out by Cameron Alagoui. There is beat on there. Beat on Casey Irwin. John Dorsett playing point against Josh Johnson. Josh Johnson driving. Reset back to Davis Rowe, who will be wrapped up
Good
by
wrap.
Simone. Ball is out. That will be a reset to Casey Beavers. And yeah, he maintains control. There is a wrap by Simone. Beat on Davis Rowe.
Now beat.
Yeah. And then Casey Irwin attempting missed beat there by Cameron.
Same team,
but
same
what a
team.
play from Casey Beavers to pull that out of the air. Andrew Axel attempts to grab the ball, does get beat. Great defense there from Cavalry.
Big time standing tall by Beavers there.
Yeah, way to read where the pass is going.
And way to take the hit afterwards too, and hold on to that ball.
Ball out to Beavers. Back to Josh Johnson. Again, Cavs still trying to kill this penalty. And we have Cole Travis and Maya Heinbau in at beater for Cavs, seeing if they can maybe. Jackson Bailey kind of have a death grip on control this so far. There's a wrap from Maya. Let's see. But there is now a fast break, and I think
from behind.
But I do think there's going to be a call
yes,
here.
It might be immunity.
Yeah, I think Maya did have her fist up.
Yes.
And Cole had a ball, so that is a little illegal.
And it was very close to the ball handler as well.
Yeah.
I've been there. I would have been confused in that situation. Definitely affected play.
Yeah, so I think this will probably be a blue card, but again, not the ref. Yeah, it does look like it will be a card to Maya Heinbau for a illegal immunity call. And because the Heat currently has control, that ball is going to just go to the Heat. I think we're at 18 minutes as well. Just go to the place.
The base of the Heat center hoop.
Yeah. And again, the chasers for Cavalry have been doing a very good job of weathering the Heat beaters' storm. Heat's beaters are, I think, one of the best cores in the country.
Of course.
Incredible all around. And
you got Team USA represented on that.
Yeah. So I think the chasers from Cavalry have really done a good job being like, yes, but also we're going to hit. And
I would like to point out that the red card is still active, so this will actually put Cavalry 2 players down, a chaser and a beater.
Yes.
A brutal situation on that beat, too. It was a wonderful beat from behind, but you almost kind of think with a beat like that, you may have been better not making that play.
Yeah, now it's both Cav beaters are either in the box or beat out, and Heat has kind of a free run. But again, these Cav chasers have been all over Heat's chasers, and
there's nothing guaranteed.
Really doing a good job of making them, not giving them easy goals. And I do believe we are at 18 minutes, which means that the flag runner will be out in the next couple of minutes. Great drive there by John Dorsett to finish at the hoops. Now Cole Travis retrieves the dodgeball, and we are at 5-9 Cavalry. I feel like that's not right.
It should be 6-9 if I've been.
It should be
Yep, they're changing it now.
Yeah,
so yes, that is now correct.
And for this, we're gonna have Matt Cooper as the flag runner, an excellent flag runner out of the UVA system. And I think if I'm in these team huddles, oh, it's a timeout from Cavalry, I think, not the actual 20-minute timeout. So I think they just wanted to kind of give their players a breather, get some water, discuss what their strategy was going to be.
Collect themselves again after that penalty.
Yeah, after a couple of penalties, I think, have maybe allowed Heat back into this game, just kind of focusing on what they can do to make sure they kind of close this game out. Heat's probably just talking about things that have been working, things that aren't, and what they need to kind of do in the situation where they are currently 3 points down. Set score is +6, so if it stands this way, they would have to score 9 goals to Cavs 6. But again, we still got like 52 seconds before that happens.
We do.
And you know,
and a lot can happen in 52 seconds.
It can take a while to get there. So.
Players are returning to their brooms after the timeout.
Yeah, it does look like we are ready to begin. And play has restarted. Sammy Garza here. I do believe Cav is back at full strength, and we have Casey Irwin back in the game, Augustine Monroe, Josh Johnson, Luis Sanchez, and Casey Beavers. And for Cav,
in this situation, you can pretty much guarantee Heat is definitely prioritizing control going into a flag on pitch.
Yeah. Beat there on John, back in hoops. All right, we got our
5
countdown.
seconds to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Laser of a beat by Cole.
But Jackson is able to maintain it, and these Heat beaters are sinking. They do not want to lose control. That is great hands there from Christian Rodriguez.
And that's our 20-minute.
That's going to be our 20-minute timeout. So
intermission.
Yeah, very exciting game so far. I think this has been a really like a game of runs, I would say. I think have had a really strong run.
Right in the middle of the first period there.
Yeah, but I think Heat really used their timeout well, fixed some things, did have that red card, which did help. But I think this like flag runner period is going to be so instrumental, because if Heat is able to catch at this point, then it would be a tie game, and we're just playing street quad ball. First to sit, first to 150, which will be our set score.
Excellent, and thank you for reminding us on the set score. Yeah, even though Cavalry's up 30 right now, this game definitely feels tight. It still feels tense. Yeah. I'm on pins and needles right now.
Yeah, it's very exciting, and I think seeking for Cavalry will be. Let me see their number.
They are in the back of the dog pile at the moment.
Yeah, I cannot tell you, but once I know, I will let you know.
Number 15.
That would be Kenny Chilton in at Seeker and John Alvarez in at Seeker for Heat. And fun fact about Kenny, in Texas's very first World Cup victory at World Cup 6, Kenny was the person who caught the flag runner. So,
interesting.
Been doing it for a while.
Yeah, that's before I started, and then I retired this weekend. So.
Yeah. 10 years, I think. So. All right, we got John Dorsett with the quad ball, and we've got Dan Williams and Bailey Fields in for flag runner on pitch. Seekers are released.
The flag runner is excited.
I think this is a situation where Heat's beaters will have an advantage. Dan Williams is excellent at seeker beating. And I believe that Cole is hoping for a call. And there we have a tackle. Let's see if there's anything. But Cav got beat. Cole got beat. And again, Heat's really done a good job setting up a wall. However,
excellent call by the flag ref right there. The flag was very close to the hip of the flag runner.
Yeah. But I do think that this is a very tough situation here for Heat. They have to be converting on offense, and they didn't there. They need to make sure that every time they bring the ball up, they are scoring. And also, when they're scoring, maybe just like make sure Cav can't go on a fast break.
And there was a good goal from Cav on that.
Yeah. So score is currently 10-6. And there, again, Heat turning the ball over. And Josh Johnson looking to run. Both Bailey and Dan go for beats, but Josh Johnson able to go through the entire Heat defense. Score is now 11-6, and it looks like Kenny maybe.
Yes, that is.
I think that would be off broom and maybe also a charge.
There definitely would have been. There was also some clothing that was being pulled as well. There were multiple things that would have been called off on. That catch would have been called off on.
Eric Grayson, and yeah, we got Augustine Monroe in at Seek Beater, and we got Cav.
Oh. Oh! Oh! Cooper tried to play a sneaky broom out from behind, tried to push it through the legs, and
Kenny just took advantage of the fact that
quick spin and catch.
Seeker's the flag runner's hips were down, made it easier, very quick there. So we'll have a quick discussion. If this is good, it does mean that Cav will need one goal to win, which does put Heat in a bit of a hole.
A very large hole.
It is. Yeah.
The catch is good, so that makes the score 145 Cavalry, 60 Heat, and Cavalry will be on. They need one goal.
Yeah,
to move to the finals.
One goal, and I do believe they have the ball currently. And I do think like losing that final last year is something that probably lit a fire under a lot of these people. They don't often lose when they are in finals. So I think this, assuming they are able to close it out, will mean a lot to them. And I
know as well a few of the players on Cavalry. This particular tournament does have special importance to them as well.
Yeah. And I think there's a turnover.
By
and I think
Augie.
we're going to have a thing. I think Dan Williams may have hurt himself.
Oh boy.
Let's go ahead and take a knee.
Let's cut.
But
I've been told it's on both pitches. I don't know. I have no idea which one it's on.
No, I did get it from the HSU game and the winning goal that Harvard just said. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I think it's UTSA for South.
Yes, but which pitch?
I have no idea. Oh, that's not looking pretty.
We just beat it last time. I called it train out earlier. Just send out emergency. Yes.
I was at the Harvard HSU game. Oh, it is? Oh, gee.
That's so dumb.
It's not over yet, but it's a couple of them.
It's one more above what Cavalry
That game.
I would guess it's still going on. If I heard correctly, this game actually started first. It'll be interesting to see who comes out of that game to play Cavalry. I know Warriors has played Cavalry, and I know Warriors has beaten Cavalry this year.
Yeah.
Boom Train, I believe, has played Cavalry twice.
They haven't actually played this year, I don't think.
Have they not played this
They
year?
have not. They didn't
I'm
play at
thinking last
CCI.
year.
Yeah. So I will say both of those are, either matchup is going to be one that is very exciting. There's a lot of history with the Warriors and Cavalry, and there's a lot of history with Boom Train and Cavalry.
Absolutely.
So absolutely chime in. It will be a set of very interesting games.